In today's world, it's important to keep your kids safe. Protect them against bullying, peer pressure, and harassment. Radar has designed and released multifaceted apps that help keep kids safe. With these apps, parents are connected to a community of resources and can take action if their child is bullied. Leading the company is CEO and founder Jacob DiMartino. His mission is to help parents prevent harassment, bullying, and other dangers children face today. Next is Kenny Dobbs and Gary Smith, co-founders of Radar. Kenny is a professional basketball player, international slam dunk champion, award-winning motivational speaker, a top 50 Native American influencer, and an NBA 2K motion capture athlete. Gary is an NBA 2K athlete, an NBA Sprite athlete, and a 7-time slam dunk champion. Both of them are actively helping to spread the word about Radar's anti-bullying campaign to schools, police, and community leaders. Radar, monitoring social media for inappropriate language and content with automatic alerts. Bully Radar, anonymous student incident reporting with immediate notification and tracking for school administrators and parents. Enforcement Radar allows local and state police to communicate in real time with schools and colleges while monitoring campus violence, student threats, and suicide attempts. Our apps are ready for download now. Both are available for Google Android and Apple iOS. To learn more about Radar and how our anti-bully apps can help keep kids safe, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching this Radar presentation.
We're back. What's up?
Oh, wait,
we're on.
Hello.
We're live. Oh, hello. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Happy Monday
Hello.
to y'all. We're doing pretty good tonight. Just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, the Commish, alongside with my co-host, James Franchise Bush. I said it right.
You finally got it right. You
Every
had
time.
all that time to get it right.
All
I'm
that
here
time.
for it.
Hope you guys enjoyed that little commercial. We got one of our sponsors out here, Radar. Their app, and go check them out on social media. Go right ahead. Let's get right into it, man.
Man, working. We got the security business rolling. So I've been doing that, coaching high school football, coaching over at Mesquite High School. So, just been busy, man. Been busy. How about yourself?
We're in our new studio. Let's finish that up. Later. My bad. Oh. Technical difficulties. You know how these things are. Is that better? There we go. Sorry.
Sheesh.
That
Matt out here just sitting on the transmitter.
cigar and whiskey. We're good to go. But
Right.
anyways, to appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's get right into it. So, our last show was June 6th, I believe, is when we were
The
here.
championship.
And it's been 6 months, and it's flown by. We've spent a lot of time revamping the show. As you guys can tell, got the new graphics, green screen, chairs, and a lot more to come to it. Thanks to my man CK, who's back in the fold with CMX, rocking it out. We'll get into a little bit of CMX here later in the show. What's happening with that, all the stuff going on from there. We'll get into the schedules as well. And I'm just excited about the new studio. So those of you guys out there watching, if you need a studio to do your stuff, please reach out to us, Facebook, Instagram, whatever we got, and we'll get you guys hooked up with it in here.
So they're saying it's staticky.
Staticky.
Yeah, just overall it's staticky.
Yeah,
Sounds super scratchy.
I think our audio is going to be a little glitchy here. So I think in the meantime we can probably fix that, which
They said it keeps cutting out.
Oh man, this dang technology. Well, I guess what we could do is, I'm not sure. Kind of messed that all up.
Okay.
Is
See
it
if we can take a
sketchy on
quick,
the audios? Yeah. on the
No,
feed?
they said it's just yours. Just yours.
Just
Staticky.
mine.
Mine is perfectly fine, as usual.
Oh, okay. My bad. I guess I'm gonna be old school in it here. All right,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, I'll entertain you guys while Matt is off screen.
I'm
And,
not off screen. I'll just be sitting
Oh,
here.
no.
Go ahead and talk, man.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll let it.
I'll just talk about something. I'm not sure what we're gonna talk about while we get Matt rolling here. Yeah. High school football playoff picture. State championships. We had Casa Grande actually ended up. That's who Mesquite ended up losing to. Casa Grande ended up taking their undefeated season and winning 4A. Highland beating Chaparral.
Is that better there? All right. Sorry,
And-
guys. I'm back.
Yeah, they said it's better now, so it's working a lot better now. But yeah, shout out to D. Will and D-Lo and them for taking Highland and winning the 6A state championship. So shout out to those guys.
I will have to say, D will get some of my nerves on red zone. I've told him that multiple times. But hey, congratulations, man. Good job with that team. I know group effort with you and your fellow coaches. But congratulations. Enjoy that win because you ain't getting one in any semi-pro league. So you better enjoy that win there. Why you gonna laugh at me? Come on. Anyways,
We'll see.
We'll
Hey
see,
guys,
D-Will.
does that sound better? Everything sound better now?
yeah, we'll work through the kinks.
They said holding it and not breathing sounds a lot better.
Holding it, not. I'm a fat guy,
Tough.
man. What do you want me to say?
All right, well, glad it sounds better, guys.
As long as
All
it
right.
sounds better, that's all I care
Perfect.
about. Let's
All
get right into it. These guys want to sit here and talk shit. So I'm excited to announce we brought on some new partners in the off season. And one of them is Sozo Health and Therapy. They do physical therapy, suction cup. I can go into crazy stuff, but they're one of the best physical therapist teams in the Valley. Let me tell you why. Sozo is personal. They are hands-on and they are a service every age group at any stage in life. All right. They specialize in all types of injuries, from strains to sprains to low back, shoulder, neck, leg pain. They have it all covered. All right. Special shout out to Rachel Brody, who brought this to our attention. As soon as the season concluded, she asked us if we had an opportunity. So the partnership is for the players to have the after game care, the Sundays. They have 3 Valley locations across the Valley, 3 Valley locations in Phoenix area, one in, I'm thinking Gilbert, Chandler area. You guys can get them on their website. We'll have their stuff up, in probably the next day or two on their website. You can reach out to them. There's a lot more other stuff that they offer, and that's just to touch base on it. So hopefully you guys can take advantage of that. I know a few of our players, Roe from the Spartans, and specifically comes to mind. He uses them after his game. So hopefully you guys can take advantage of that partnership, and we'll continue to roll through those and roll those out to you guys as we go through the season. So, yeah.
Yeah, good to see. I mean, like we said, we've been working on some different stuff in the off season, so
Yep.
definitely good to have those guys on. That'll help those guys that are still out here playing. Hopefully, they take advantage of that, and if they don't have somewhere else that they go, this is something that they can check out and get those injuries taken care of.
And they're cash too, guys. They have some great cash deals and things like that. So if you don't have insurance, don't feel like you can't reach out to them. They do. They have cash payment plans or upfront session plans. They do one-offs, things like that. So, you guys can navigate that with them, in the preseason, season, and postseason. So let's move on, man. What we're all here for. We're here for the schedules. So let's get right into it. So we're going to roll into the Titans first week. Here we go. They got the Phantoms, Hawks, Spartans, Canes, Rebels, travel down to Tucson, Outlaws, back again with the Phantoms, play the Hawks again, and they finish up their season with the Spartans. I'm excited to see this team. I've been out to a couple of their practices. I'm wearing my Titans shirt. The Commish got the love for the underdogs as always. Those of you guys that want to talk trash, you guys can expect something a lot different this season rolling with them. I've been out to practice. They have a ton of players, and I'll leave it at that. I don't want to divulge too much of their secrets and their growing plans, but I know CMX and CK they've revamped their uniforms. That's one of the mock-ups on the picture there. You can see it. Redid the logos, which is what's on here. And I'm excited to see the growth in their team from last season, and obviously being their first year last year in a competitive league, toughing it out with us here. So, hats off to Coach Nick and his sons. And they have 2 game of the weeks, Bush, week 2 and week 9. The way the schedule worked out, it's just the way it worked out. They ended up having the Hawks. 1 week they'll be the home team, and I think the following week they're away, or vice versa. But that'll be at Legacy, 7 o'clock game of the week broadcast in the brand new stadium, which we'll get into a little bit here, a little bit in more show about what's going on there. But that's their schedule. So what do you think? You think game of the week's going to be fun with the Hawks?
We'll see. I mean, I know you just said I was a hater, or maybe you didn't call me a hater, but, one thing you always know about me is I'm going to always be real about it. I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Yep.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like you said, I respect them for sticking it out last year. Looking forward to with them coming back this year. You're going to play everybody kind of like last year. You didn't play everybody last year. You played your teams in your division or your conference, and maybe 1 or 2 out-of-conference games. This year, everybody will play everybody. Some teams will play each other twice. Obviously, we'll see. Like you said, I'm hearing a lot about, what they're doing over there, so it'll be good to see. They'll get a chance to play in that game of the week twice, like you mentioned, against the Hawks, who we'll talk about a little bit later, who we'll see what they come out with as well. But I'm interested to see. I mean, they are a team that you never know. So,
and I'll end on this. Coach Nick at the end of practice, he likes it. We're playing grown-ass men now. No sissy conference like last year. I about died. But anyways, Coach, keep pushing. We'll see you guys in a few weeks at the in the thing. So moving on. Got the Canes coming up. This is a brand new team to the league.
Yep.
Players aren't new, but I'll let my man Bush go ahead and do his rollout on it.
Yeah. So we got the Canes, like you just said. You got a new team to the league, but a lot of familiar faces. They have the Hawks week 1, Phantoms week 2, Outlaws week 3, Titans week 4, Thunder going down to Tucson week 5, the Rebels week 6, Spartans 7, Hawks again week 8, Phantoms 9, and then Outlaws 10. They have 2 games of the week as well. Looks like game 3 against the Outlaws and game 5 against the Thunder down in Tucson.
That's going to be a good game in Tucson, I think.
Yeah, Tucson's always tough to go to. You go down there, obviously you have a 2-hour drive. You're in the car 2 hours, and
we'll talk a little bit about that, towards the middle of it when we get onto the fields and that sort of thing, because there is some time differences between Tucson and Phoenix, game of the weeks and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see the Thunder. I heard, I don't know if many of you guys remember old quarterback Josh McCoy, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
Okay.
If I butchered that, I'm sorry. But he was the quarterback that was running quarterback when the Spartans went the second year. So he's back as their OC, I believe. And
okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they transition from the wing T offense that they ran last year.
So I was going to touch
we'll
base
talk more
on
about
that.
them later when we talk about the
actual type. Yeah.
But the Canes, it's interesting. You look at we talked about a revamped team. You think about the person on the schedule there, Andrew Jones.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of guys from different teams. I think they pulled a little bit from everybody. I believe they've had people from all over the place. So this will be an interesting team to see how they put it all together. Like you said, new team, but not new to a lot of the guys being a part of the semi-pro world. So
I know KP from the Reapers is over there with Fisher. He's really taken well to Fisher, and we'll see how Fish and Coach Rob handle those guys. But awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I know the uniforms I've seen look pretty good.
Yep.
So,
a little small, so I think they're working on that, but we'll get that. We'll
mediums.
get that little that or Andrew put on a little bit of weight in the off season.
Andrew been working out. He said he's getting ready for the season, so we'll see.
He's been working out hamburger to mouth. He in that married life now. Anyways, that's my guy. I love Andrew. He definitely does a lot for us. But all right, man, moving on. Got the Phantoms up next. Big old. I can't say old man because that's old man Shane. I'm gonna call him the dinosaur Mac on the cover there. That's my guy, Mac. I love that dude. If anybody ever wants to know what it's like to be on both sides of the ball, a referee, a coach, a dad, go talk to him. He does it all. But we'll get right into it. Week 1, they got the Titans. So, yeah, they should win that game. If they don't, they have a very doomed season. Got the Canes, week 2. Travel down to Tucson for week 3. Come back for the Hawks. They got the Outlaws, then the Spartans, I believe, is their game of the week. That's their first one. Then they have a next game of the week the next weekend against the Rebels. Got the Titans, play the Canes again, and they're back down in Tucson for the last season game of the week down there at that showing. So I think the one game I'm super excited to watch about these guys is the Rebels game. I think watching those two teams battle it out. Obviously, we'll get into the Rebels here in a little bit with Ed not being here anymore, but we'll definitely talk some more about those challenges that the Phantoms need to overcome. Every year they struggle. Every year they get to, and I mean struggle, not during the season, it's in the playoffs. And we'll see if some of those adjustments that were made in the offseason. I've talked to Derek a few times, and supposedly they have. Max kept it pretty real with me. So, what are your thoughts on their game of the week schedules?
We're going to see. I mean, at the end of the day, like we said, this year you're going to have to play everybody. There's no, this team didn't play that team or anything like that. So you're going to have to see everyone at least once, if not potentially 2 or 3 times in a season to win a championship. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. They're going to be potentially, I haven't heard a lot about them. They usually keep it pretty tight in terms of keeping it inside the, inside the team. I'm interested to see if a lot of these younger guys, some of their guys, from what I've heard, have not going to be coming back, retiring, or whatever you want to call it. Obviously, we'll see how true that is, but we'll see if some of their guys get a chance to make some plays.
Yeah, no, they want to. The old retired guys want to play in the big stadiums, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, they got the Outlaws up next. Moving into these guys. Those of you that don't know, the Outlaws transitioned into new owners this season. And Steve Seeley, great guy, man, doing a lot of good things for that team. He's got a lot of good stuff lined up, which we'll get to at the end of this particular schedule lineups. They got Tucson week 1, so they're traveling down south to play down there week 1. Rebels, the Canes, Spartans. I believe that's game of the week 4. Then they got the Phantoms, Hawks, Titans. They have a middle of the season kind of, I don't want to discredit the Titans or the Hawks, but I don't say they got it easier, but they got back-to-back weeks where they can kind of recover and let those second-stringer guys get in and, shuffle the playing time around. So, and then I think they head back to Tucson again for that game of the week in week 8, and then finish up with the Rebel and the Canes.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on, I know they got Brandon Schilling as a QB over there now. I know they got something big coming up this weekend, so I'll let you talk a little bit about that for the Outlaws.
They're another one that they've got a lot of the same guys, but I believe I was out at practice the other day, and you had Brandon Schilling playing quarterback, taking a lot of the reps there. They have another guy, I don't know who he is, but he didn't look too bad out there either. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. They were out there flying around, and they have a lot of their guys. What I'm interested to see is guys that are not currently out there, maybe that may come back. That usually seems to be an Outlaw theme, is halfway through the season you get some of the old veterans that are coming back and end up not taking over, but end up coming back into the fold. So it'll be interesting to see if they fully rolled what they have there or what they have going on. But you mentioned they have there's this weekend, I believe, they are going out to Dallas to play in Cowboy Stadium against what is the team name? I believe it's the Heat, but
I thought it was the Drillers.
No, it's not the Drillers. It's the Heat. I
think Drillers is the other game. That's the game after them.
But they have a game out there that they'll be playing in Cowboy Stadium this weekend. So that'll be a good preseason game, I guess you could say, for them. Kind of see where they're at, who's doing what. And I know they've been practicing for a while, obviously, for this game. So we'll end up seeing what happens.
And they're rolling deep too. When we went to their practice, they had, I didn't count, but it was easily 55 plus guys there. Steve said they're rolling with 65 to the game. So I asked him which 5 he's going to cut when we get into the season. He kind of laughed at me. So we'll see. I'm sure a lot of the guys, just on assumptions, are going to go play in the game. And then, I'm sure they'll trickle back out to whatever team they actually get playing time on. But, I'm excited to see how they do. Like you said, it'll be a true test. That many guys, can they rotate in and out? Can they make it through the game? Plus, not that there'll be 60,000 people there, but that's a big stadium, and that's a lot of pressure to be under in that big of a stadium. Just that feel, turf. It just this weekend, and I think they fly out Saturday. Games on Sunday, and I think they come back late Sunday night. So stay tuned. I know CMX is going out there to document the trip, in addition to some of the stuff commercial break. But we'll definitely fill you guys all in on that. So we'll take a word from our sponsors. There we go. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Trying to get my mic figured out here.
We got Matt on the transmitter again.
Oh, yeah, it's a little loose. It's like my brain is at the top. Well, let's take a break from the schedules for a quick minute, and let's get into some other stuff and talk about CMX. So, obviously, we're on the CMX network right now, which is our kind of platform that, the league's been working on and kind of doing. And we've had a lot of strives since our season finished and a lot of additional stuff going on. And I'll touch base on that and let Bush fill it in. But here's some of the things I'm looking forward to. We got Petty Sunday coming out once the season starts. It's going to be hosted by Tassi, Roe, and Jonte. So I think that's going to be probably one of the funner shows. It's going to be real grimy, right? You know how those 3 guys are. If you're anywhere in the red zone, basically we're bringing the Red Zone Petty Sunday to our show and our network, and we'll have an hour to hour and a half Sunday evening, late afternoon for those guys to talk fun of whatever they feel like doing. So I'm looking forward to that. So you'll see more of that advertisement coming closer to the season. And yeah, I don't even know. I'm just excited for that show.
That's going to be a fun one. People already being their feelings in general. I can't wait to see that. I mean, obviously, Tassi goes without saying. He's on here trolling already on the show, going back and forth with people in the comments. So that already is a pregame. Roe. Roe's Roe.
It's definitely be rated MA NC-17, whatever it is, to where there's gonna be a couple choice words they're not allowed to use, but other than that, I'm giving them free reign on their show.
And then you still throw Jonte in there. Shout out to him. He went for 60, I think, the other day. Might have even put 100 up in red zone.
I heard he was on one.
So we'll see. All 3 of them are going to get a chance to lace it up for Petty Sunday. So I can't wait. I'm going to be tuned in for sure.
And then we got Jesse Burke, I believe, is bringing Intel back. We're going to work through some of the production stuff and issues we had, last year, just trying to get that going. This year, we're going to make that work. We've got the new studio now, so we have a lot more room to work with for him. So look forward to those interviews and those player one-on-ones. And looking forward to what he's got planned. I know we've all kind of been on the off season, so he's been working on his own stuff in the downtime. But I know January everything's going to get kicked back up, and he'll be hopefully right at the start of the season, maybe a few weeks before. So we'll see how he does there. Which leads us into the CFL Live. That's our game of the week. We have a lot more broadcasters coming in to hopefully fill the void, which brings us into our next sponsor, or partnership, I should say. So you'll get to see a lot more diverse people on the broadcast. Just depends on the time and plays and all the stuff we have going on for the springtime. So there'll be more of that to come as we get closer to the season. Which leads us to the next partnership. So we had a meeting today with Hub, Your Family Network, which is a Roku channel, and CMX will be taking over all of their live streams right now. So we'll be doing high school basketball and all these other things going on too. So the expansion of CMX is going to be huge, which I know most of you are asking, what's that got to do with us? Well, now we get to advertise your games, your highlight videos, all that on those shows as well. So the fan base is going to grow for your teams, for you players. You know, we don't want to get into the dad speeches, but that's the whole purpose of being a little level up, as we're trying to bring in those other connections in those teams. And they're tied into the flag world. So there'll be a lot of partnerships between the league, players that will roll out, and opportunities for you guys to get involved with the communities. But I'm super excited about that, doing the charter schools and all the stuff they have going on. So check them out. That deal is not at 100% inked. It was pretty much 90% finalized today. So now we're just getting the logistics out of the way. But that should be finalized in the next 2 weeks. But we are going to move forward with them. So your games will not only be broadcasted on our networks, but it'll also be shared on their network as well. So we'll be reaching thousands more people for the season, and then we'll carry all of our other stuff and vice versa. And then I think our last person is my man Zach from the Rebels. I know I've been in talks with him for a while to bring some stuff to the league and to CMX. And now that his football season's over with the high schools, him and I are going to sit down and get that. So I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table and the connections we can get from there. So that's kind of all the stuff going on with CMX. Wasn't going to talk about it, but I'm going to. Cactus Field went into production today. So it's actually getting in sticks. Well, it's nighttime, but it was today. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, you guys will be rolling that out to practices. So those of you guys that are on teams now, you'll start getting all your swag from there. So we're going to hit the commercial again one more time. When we come back, we're going to talk about the locations, where we're playing this year, and then we'll get into the final schedules and wrap it up for you guys. So be back in a second. And we're back. Just wanted to give the shout out to our sponsors there. Training Better Athletes. Those of you guys still looking for O-linemen, I would definitely send them a message. You know, you can find them on social media. They work with O-line, D-line, D1 candidates, right? Like they're pushing Christian probably be able to fill some a little bit more because he actually got to talk to the owner at one of the games. But there's guys that don't get picked up by a college and they need somewhere to play. So those of you guys struggling, reach out to them and see if there's any players still looking for film and go from there. So let's get into locations, man. I've been yakking up a storm over here. So Legacy, we got that going. That's kind of still progress. Those of you guys that haven't been out there, it's coming really fast, and they're moving fast.
Looks good.
I'm not going to lie. I had my doubts. There was a couple months where I was like, they're not going to finish on time. Then I got a picture of the grass, and I showed that to some internal owners and stuff, and oh my God, that thing it almost looks fake. It's how green it is.
Yeah,
so hopefully,
really good.
They have, 3 weeks left before opening weekend?
Yeah.
Hopefully everything is put together.
It's the first week of January, right?
Yeah, January 8th, yeah. I think 7th is their grand opening. So, but we're still at Legacy, guys. They are behind schedule, so we had to push our schedule back 2 weeks. So opening weekend's February 26th. So when you look at the graphics, you'll see the actual dates on there. We will add times to the schedules. Don't worry about that. We got an email from Keno today, which is their Tucson field. There's only 2 Saturdays we have to play at a high school. I was thinking it was going to be 2 games at Keno and the rest of the high schools. But
right.
I got that confirmation today from Rainey down there that we will have 2 games at Cienega or Vail High School, whichever one we can get locked in, which we'll work on that. But Tucson, you guys are locked in for Keno. Same thing with playoffs. If they're the higher seed, we'll have the playoff game down there, which we reserve that weekend. In January, we'll really roll out all the benefits of all of the locations when it comes to ticketing and how you check in and where you go and, the alcohol requirements, or where certain drinks are within the parks and VIP sections and all that stuff. So there's a lot of moving parts behind it. So I'm excited to let the fans get to have like a true fan experience, in my opinion, versus what we were doing in the high schools. So those of you guys that are still having your doubts, keep doubting us. Motivation for me to keep pushing and and keep moving forward. So any comments on the locations?
I mean, like we said, we're trying to level up, in essence, I guess you could say. We've talked about it since last year, and this has been talked about for a little while now. Every year we want to find something to improve on, whether it's location wise, whether it's the media, whatever it might be. We want to continue to improve. We don't want to stay stagnant, and obviously we want to continue to build on everything that we have going on. So I'm excited. I mean, this will be something that I've only been around semi-pro since 2011, 10 years, but I don't think that anything like this has been done in terms of playing stadium or anything like that, which some of these guys might be able to talk more about that. Some of the guys that have been around more,
Yeah.
but it's just something that, to me, the ability to play in that stadium aspect. We talked about the Outlaws going out there to play in Dallas. Like, that's going to be, even though you're not going to have 60,000 fans in there,
They'll be close to 7 to 10 in there.
you're going to have a good amount. But just playing in a stadium compared to playing at a high school
or an open field,
it gives you something different. You play under the lights, or you just, like I said, it's a different feel. So, it'll be good.
Of that, I heard you guys, right? Better score box score, whatever you want to call it, on the live stream. Got that ironed out. We have an official software now that does the clock, first downs, flags, all that stuff. And my man CK is going to make it look nice and pretty, and hopefully we'll get all the team logos in there. But we got that software. I'm also working on an instant replay software, which we just discovered, 2 weeks ago, CK, where we started to. Sorry, CK's behind the cameras doing all this stuff for us. So we're still working on that. I'm not promising instant replay this season, but I do have the scoreboard. That's done. We already purchased that. It works. We've tried it out on a few different events internally, and I answered that request. So hopefully the instant replay, we can get that locked in. But we're gonna have to work on making sure we have a good product for you guys.
Now, for the replay, was that, I know we talked about it, was that going to be like we stop middle of the game?
So
type thing for the referees to look at, or because I know somebody had just said.
Yeah, I'll answer. I don't want to get too far off.
Well, yeah,
into it, but yes, it does both. The software essentially is its own server, so all the cameras are recorded real time, and you can rewind them all at the exact same moment, and then you can stop clips, and then they have a referees add-in.
Okay.
Obviously, we have to buy the equipment to put down on the
right.
field, but you can redo the booth and watch it and the different angles.
Okay.
If anybody's ever know anything about production when it comes to NFL, they've got 300 people running around a stadium for one game, and 2 semi-truck trailers full of equipment. Like, guys, we're not there yet. I want to be there. We're just not there yet. So, just take it with stride. Please try not to be too critical of us. And, yes, we did.
Yeah.
I am proud to say we do now have 4 cameras. 2 have remote transmitters, so we'll have sideline cameras. It's a lot of stuff. I don't know if you all saw my little clip earlier. I gave you a little quick tour. Some of those cameras are set up here in the studio. So pay attention, right? Like, we hear you. But at the end of the day, it takes money. We need the advertisement money. We need the sponsors. All that stuff has to play into it.
So more to come on that.
Correct.
I know
can
that.
go on and on. But hopefully that answers their question. I'm working on it. So let's get into the schedules, because I know we could talk hours about all that stuff. So we're going to go right into the Hawks here. So they're opening weekend against the Canes, which that should be a good game. Those 2 teams going at it.
Yeah.
I know Blues definitely, we got some stuff going on, with that team and Coach Braybrooks and those guys. So I unfortunately have not been able to get out to one of their practices. So hopefully next couple of weeks I'll make it out to everybody's
practices. Yeah, after the end of the year we
and,
talked about that, yeah.
Just trying to get everything else going. So, but then they roll into the Titans, got the Rebels, Phantoms. I'm looking at this tiny screen. Spartans, Outlaws, Thunder, the Canes again, game of the week, week 9, and then the Rebels to finish up their season. So they got game of the week 2 and 9 against the Titans. So hopefully that'll be whoever wins the first one will try to, defend the second one, per se. So
Yeah,
Thoughts
we'll
on the
see.
Hawks?
So they're one that, like we talked about last year, they were in most of the games they played. They just, didn't disrespect to them, but their offense wasn't doing what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Defense would always play great. Offense just couldn't get it done fully. So
Yeah.
I know they've worked on that. They're looking to hopefully obviously retool that. Defense, from what I hear, is bringing a lot of the same guys back and adding, some pieces. So I know.
Any word on Rome?
No,
If
I
he's
haven't.
coming back to play,
I haven't
or not?
heard much. I
haven't
know.
heard much about.
I assume he is. I haven't heard he's not playing.
I hope he does.
We have Darian Cole.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean he always is going to make sure he got there. Got them going. He's always recruiting and trying to, get some
That's
guys.
my guy.
So
I always him, but he's a team player, man. When he's for a team, he's all in for that team.
But yeah, I'm interested to see. I'm looking at the schedule for them. They play what? They play the Rebels, or excuse me, they play the Rebels twice. They've got the Canes twice, and then the Titans. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to getting out there, and well, really, I'm looking forward. I've only been out to a couple teams practice, but I'm looking forward to getting out there after the beginning of the year, see who's actually really got people coming to practice.
Yep.
I hate to say it right now, a lot of the teams may not.
I'm not judging practices on.
Yeah, I'm not judging practice before Christmas. People don't start coming out until linemen don't start coming out usually until
a week before the games.
2 weeks before the games. So, but I'm interested to see. This is a team that, like I said, I thought was going to, do some stuff last year. They did do pretty well. I hear they've got some new helmets. I was very critical of their helmets last year.
And decals.
And decals.
We threatened Blue with a bunch of fines for not having decals. So you guys should have decals.
So I'm hoping to hear, I'm hoping to see and hear more on that. But excited to have them back and go from there. So
and the one thing to note about their schedule though is they're gonna have a tough middle season, man. They got the Rebels, Phantoms, Spartans, Outlaws back in the Thunder, right? Like 5 weeks of 4 weeks of tough games, and then they got to travel to Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Hawks player, I hope you've been conditioning. Hope you're prepared for that. Hopefully you guys are 50-plus deep so you can have that, stamina and get through those games and rotations and all that sort of stuff. So, but cool, man. Moving on.
To it.
Got the Thunder rolling it up.
Yeah, I'll help you out with the Thunder. I know your eyes are having a tough time.
Dude,
I'm watching you bat your eyes over here.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm old. But anyways, get into the schedule, man.
So we got the Thunder. Week 1 coming out with the Outlaws. And then they play the Spartans. Week 3, Phantoms. Week 4, Rebels. Week 5, Canes. Week 6, Titans. 7, Hawks. 8, Outlaws. 9, Spartans. And finish up with the Phantoms. And for them, they have, I believe,
Three
game of the weeks.
Yep.
Looks like we have the Canes, the Outlaws, and the Phantoms for their games of the week. So they have 3 games of the week.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I was trying to see what schedule looks like.
Yeah,
what games of the weeks on the script that we got there. But I do want to touch base with everybody and just make it very clear. Thunder is not traveling to Phoenix until playoff time. If they're the lower 5 through 8 and they're the lower seeds, they will come up here for the playoffs. If they're the higher seed, we have the field reserved for them to play. I say if, they'll say when. The championship happens, everything's going to be at Legacy. So they'll travel just like we've always done it. We've had one location for whoever's in ship. But those games will be at 6 o'clock on Saturday at Keno, minus those 2 weekends, which we'll get those updated so you guys can know exactly which weekends are at the Cienega, which those game times may change slightly, but we're trying to get them all at 6 o'clock. That way you guys can travel down, have the game, and try to get back to Phoenix area in a reasonable amount of time versus having them at 7 o'clock. So those 3 game of the weeks that we have, CMX will be traveling to Tucson to broadcast live from the stadium there. I've been asked, are we going to do both locations? Right now, we just don't have the manpower.
Yeah.
It's going to take about 25 people just to pull off game of the week at one location with what we currently have in our studio and ready to go. So we'll keep working on it, but just make note of that there are 3 teams that are traveling twice. And so it is what it is, So those guys will go down there and hopefully, not kill each other and be able to come back. So
Yeah,
cool.
looking forward to seeing them. Kind of like we talked about earlier with the Thunder. I think you mentioned they have a new offensive coordinator from what
Yep.
I've heard. So we'll see if they transition from the wing tee.
Nope. I heard they're
Still
keeping
running the wing tee.
not
Huh?
not 100%, but I did hear that they did keep some of it in, and but we'll see.
Okay, so we'll
I'm not a
see.
fan
I
of
know the
double wing.
defense. I know the defense always played really stout for them, as usual. Kind of the same thing like we talked about with the Hawks. The Thunder offense couldn't really get much going last year.
Nope.
Every once in a while, they were doing
Catch
something,
somebody slipping,
but they didn't do as much always like I thought they would, running an offense that you don't really see at this level.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see that.
I think too, when we get into these, when we get into the picks, but the defenses are a lot smarter than them high school teams, right? So they recognize that before you know it, there's 9 in the box, So, but hopefully they can work it through and get some of that stuff. But just I wanted to make sure everybody understood that the Thunder were not coming up here. They traveled every weekend last year, and that was an agreement that if we were open again down there, they could go down there. So, but their stadium will have alcohol too as well, drinks, souvenirs, basically everything we have up here. They'll have down there. Trainer, fuel will be on the sidelines for them. So basically duplicating.
Should be the same experience they get at Legacy. Should be the same experience they have at Keno. So looking forward to it.
2 more left. Let's get right into it. Got the Spartans.
Oh my God.
Big fat man Hutch.
Is that a picture of Hutch from
That is, man. That's
before he was been working, in the gym as much?
I heard that
last year's.
That was last year's photo.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Sheesh,
go
okay.
ahead, run them off. So the runner-ups,
all right, so
second place, first losers of 2021
so we have the runner-up of 2021. I know they're going to be on my head here in a minute, which is fine. They have the Rebels week 1 rematch game of the week.
Keeping a tradition
for the championship rematch. Week 2 you have the Thunder. Week 3 the Titans. Week 4 Outlaws. Week 5 Hawks. Week 6 Phantoms. Week 7 Canes. Week 8 again with the Rebels. 9 Thunder and 10 Titans.
Yep. With
game of the week being 1, 4, and 6. So Rebels, Outlaws, and Phantoms.
Which I'm excited to see. The Phantoms has always been a challenge for the Spartans. They finally got their first win against them this season. I know Derek will probably throwing rocks at me right now, but definitely going to be a fun game of the week for those guys in the middle of the season. So we'll see what happens. I heard they got a bunch of quarterbacks out there. I don't know. I kind of think they should keep it in tradition and just keep all 5 of them and rotate them out every week like they did this last season.
I mean, we'll see, man.
If it works, don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing that they've got some guys that'll be coming in this year. I won't obviously drop any names, but I'm hearing that they definitely have retooled a good portion of that defense.
Yep.
Along with the offense. My interesting part with the Spartans is going to be O-line play. I'm hearing that they have a few guys that will not be coming back on their O-line.
Yep.
Obviously, with that being said, that's always going to be a question mark. That was kind of a question mark for them last year too. So, you have all those receivers. That was one of the things we talked about. You got all the receivers, the Billies, the Martwans, LaRue. I mean, you name it, right? You've got all these receivers.
Yeah.
But can they get the ball? What can they do with it? So,
I know
defense always played stout.
Somebody's been in my ear about putting old 79 back on, but unfortunately, I'm too old. I just don't have time. And nobody wants my ass on the field. I'm sure the players would, though. They'd love their chance to.
Oh, yeah, they'd love to.
Hey. I cleaned out the commish. I just pancaked you.
Hey, I knocked it. Hey, Matt going to be out there on punt return. Hey, he's going to get hit 4 or 5 different times on one play.
I don't know if anybody knows.
Let me hear in the comments. If Matt played a game right now, how many of y'all would take that 15-yard penalty just off a whim just to take a shot?
They'll probably all say me. I know they would. See, the difference is that's when I would turn into the other league and start just picking flags up and,
taking them
dictating
away.
the game right there from center of the field. But no, it's my playing days are past me. It's time to continue to build this for you guys and, follow through with our initial, dream, So
no, it's going to be interesting though. I'm interested to see. If they come back with that same fire. I mean, Spartans have had 2 championship games. They've lost both of them at this point. They've been in the playoffs every year. They're right there in the, obviously we had the COVID year. That was a year where they were rolling. All other teams were rolling as well, but they looked really good. And last year, but runner up again.
And to say this might be their year kind of reminds me of the Stampede. They lost 2 seasons, 2 championships, and then they beat the Spartans in that 3rd year to get their ring. So, who knows? 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
I will promise you this though: if they don't keep that Coach Wilkins, if he doesn't stay engaged with that offense, I just don't see that team doing much. But we can get into that in the picks. But I just wanted to make sure everybody knew I'm paying attention to all the teams. But you got to keep that guy in there. You're gonna not be able to do anything. So cool. All right, last team. Defending champs.
Not least, the defending champs. I'll help you out again because, like I said, I see your eyes are watering.
No, I got it.
You got it?
Okay. Hopefully, he moved the script up so I can actually read it now. Yeah, we got a rookie producer back there. No, he's doing great. Without CK, none of this would be possible.
We would be.
And I will give the credit where it's due. Did the graphics, helped me set up the stage, the studio, working on the equipment. I just got him a little Christmas present this weekend. Got him a new sideline camera gimbal, which can take a big boy camera. So you guys will be seeing him or somebody on the sidelines using that during the games for the highlight videos. If you want to see what kind of work Christian's doing, go check out our Red Mountain Football on Instagram. We did all of their hype videos. I think some of them were loaded to some of our platforms, but we were waiting for their season to finish before we loaded all of them to ours. But if you want to go take a look, those were all shot and produced by Christian and edited, and I'm very happy to have him back in the fold and having him kind of taking over CMX's creative department. You guys have suggestions on photos or posters or games or, shoot those over to us. Put them into their Facebook group. You can shoot them at, the c.klein@cmx.com. We'll just put that up on the whiteboard and start working that stuff into them. I know him and I have talked about player of the weeks and all that sort of stuff. So we do have some plans to hopefully facilitate those kind of awards. I don't know if anybody saw the champion or the coaches end of the year awards last year. Ed's thing and the plaques. That's the word I was looking for. Christian designed all those for us. So, So now back to the Rebels. Sorry.
Back to the Rebels.
Yeah, big shout out to those guys. Went down to Vegas, held their own. I'm not even going to lie. I don't want to get into the politics of the game. From what I watched.
That you could watch?
That I could watch.
Okay.
And I was drinking my whiskey and my cigar, so I didn't jump on social media because it would have been a train wreck. But I want to tell all those players watching, Charles, Keenan, all the coaches, I can't appreciate you guys enough keeping your cool through all the bullshit that went on during that game, between the refs, the fucking sidelines fiascos with the water, the field condition, just all of that stuff. Like, I know you guys are competitive. You don't take no shit from nobody, and I can't thank you enough for representing the league. The loss, as I'll call it, set aside, right? You guys went out and showed everybody why Arizona should be in the fold and why you guys are the champions. Carrying on Ed's legacy is an honor, for me to have you guys continue to do that. I got my ring a couple weeks ago. I went and picked it up for the office case. It's beautiful, and hopefully every year we can continue to get those rings in here so when people come, through the studio or through the office, they can see all those champions and all those pictures. But the schedule, I keep getting sidetracked. Yeah. I have so many things to talk about with the Rebels just because I've been impressed with everything. But let's get right into it. So they got rematch, obviously. They're home. That first game of the week, got the Outlaws. And then I think that's the Hawks. Traveling down to Tucson. I know there was some issues last year with them going to Tucson. So we worked some magic. They only got one trip to Tucson. All right. So you guys are catching a bus down there. Got the Titans rolling into the Canes. The Phantoms game of the week. Spartans again. Outlaws. And I believe, I can't see the other game of the week. What is that? 1-7?
1-7. They play the Hawks week 10, and then they have week 1 against the and then the Phantoms week 7.
Man, that yellow's a little on my eyeballs.
Yeah,
it's all right though.
Can't.
That's how you get old.
Man, I can see it.
I would put my glasses on, but then all you see is just big white glares off. I don't know. I gotta get some shades like yours.
You do, man.
Anyways,
you do.
Back to it. So that's their schedule, man. All these graphics will be live at 9 o'clock on the Facebook page. They're all set, so the owners, you guys can share those. They will get updated over the next, say, 6 weeks. We'll have all the times and locations added to these schedules for you guys, so we can dial in. They're already set. We've already set the times and everything, but we just got to get them loaded in there. We're waiting on Keno. Now that we know what weekends we're playing there, we can definitely, get these finished up and get those wrapped up and out to you guys. But right now, like I said, they're coming live at 9, so you can share those. Kind of proud we're the first league in the state to get the schedule out. The only way this schedule changes is if something happens with the facilities. We're not bringing, and I'll roll into our closing discussions, we're not bringing any more teams in. This is the teams for the league. This is the schedule, the matchups for the weekends. Game of the weeks, we're trying to get way ahead of everything, so we're not changing this. All the teams are current with payments and contracts, so those of you that are questioning where the teams are, everybody's up to speed on that, and I'm proud to say that we are actually ahead of the curve when it comes to the teams. Now, as far as players and teams, that's going to be up to the owners. I don't know what they got rocking as far as practices go, but the teams are all in compliance, as I'll call it. So, any questions with that? Any doubts on the teams? This is it, man. We're rocking and rolling with these guys, and everybody's going to find out why they need to be here. And we can get into that on a Petty Sunday, but I'll hand it over to Bush.
Yeah, no. Just looking forward to everything, man. Like you said, we've been working, but obviously it's good to be back. Haven't done this type of a thing since June.
Yeah, 6 months. Wow.
It's been 6 months since we had our last show, over 6 months.
Yep.
So it's good to get back. It'll be good to get back in the swing of things. Like I said, I'm just excited to, get back around everything. So
yep.
It's going to be good, man. I know we've been working hard with a lot of different things to get everything going. So just looking forward to that.
That's why while you're reading those, that's why I was looking forward to tonight, because I think a lot of people are starting to doubt what we were up to, because we've been so quiet and just not really out in the public eye and stuff. But now you get a glimpse of it. So over the Christmas break, I know CK is going to be traveling a little bit. I got some personal stuff to handle. So January 5th, we have the photo shoot for all the teams. So each team, I put in the owner's chat to you players. We need 2 to 3 players from each team, fully suited up, helmets, clean-cut uniforms. We are going to be doing a staged photo shoot. That way we can build all of our marketing posters, game of the weeks, advertisements, team merchandising, all of that stuff. So that's just one thing to look forward to if you're a player. We are not picking the players, your owners are. So don't gripe at me if you didn't get picked. I ain't got to do with that. We told them when to be. We will tell them when to be here. January 5th, right? Saturday, CK? Is that when it is? Yep. Here at the office, first Saturday of the year. We'll get the time slots out to everybody. Hopefully in this next couple of days. I fucked up. I was supposed to get it to him yesterday night, and I didn't get it to him, but I will. So go ahead. I know when he starts giggling, I got to hand him.
I just start laughing because I read through the comments. Hey fellas, if y'all have anything that you have questions on, or you want us to answer, we'll kind of go over what we can. We got a few minutes
left,
so we'll go over some stuff. Jonte, yes, Matt does have on a Titan shirt, kind of same thing as last year. We said if you guys provide us with your product, Matt will wear it. He has no problem wearing the team gear. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a problem wearing it either. I think I only had 1 or 2 teams actually give me something.
I almost wore a Tigers shirt tonight. And I remember they weren't in the league. So.
Oh yeah. But yes, he does have a Titan shirt on. Yes.
I need a Jonte shirt. Is what I need.
We need Jonte. Hey, you give me a Bowshock shirt, bro. I got you. Shout out to you on. I think you guys just had your 10-year anniversary. I think I saw something about that. So. He said it looks like you got that shirt at the yard sale.
I did, bro. It was at the player.
It was at
Frenzy.
the free agent frenzy, Jonte. But no, shout out.
Hey, don't knock it, bro. I love this shirt, man. It's just a little tight because I'm fat. So
yeah, Matt's gonna be he's gonna be working on the physique and everything. He's on it. But no, I think I saw somebody mention something else about another league or this or that. So fellas, like. I said it before on Red Zone. No disrespect to anybody else out there, but we are focused on the AZCFL.
Yep.
I respect everything that everybody's got going on, everybody's doing, but like I said, at the end of the day, my only focus here is what we have going on. That's for now. That's up until potentially the end of the season. any of that. We are focused on what we are doing to level up and do everything that we can do. So, you know,
We're
we don't
focusing on
have
our-
anything on any other leagues or anything like that. I know you guys want some tea and this or that. Go to Red Zone for that, you know, if that's what you guys want. But
Yeah. And we're focusing on our league, and if other leagues choose to ride the coattails, hey, whatever. That's their choice. It's not going to slow down anything I'm doing. And hopefully with the stuff we got rolling out and things we talked about and stuff you guys have seen, we're starting to really come through with all of those big picture things. So
I know somebody asked about where we can find the times for the schedules. So Matt, I'll let you.
I think we.
I think they tuned in. I think they were tuning
Okay.
in late.
So yeah, the times will be updated over the next couple of weeks. We'll have those full schedules out by the end of January. We just got those you just tuning in. We got the Keno confirmation today at 3:00 of which days we have. So now that we know that, CK can start working on these updated schedules with the times, and it's going to take them a little bit of time. It's 8 teams, so it takes them a few days to get them all together. But game of the weeks are at 7 in Legacy and 6:00 at Keno. If that tells you that's a time slot, you can guarantee right there. So
yeah, more to come on the times and stuff like that. That'll get updated here very soon. You know, and we'll kind of go from there. You know, obviously, if anybody's ever interested, and I think I saw somebody mention something about I think, what is this? ASAP Elite, I believe. It's another podcast, I believe. Something. We
they
can
have a
talk
show,
more about that.
send me a message.
If you have, you know, if
we'll
you
get
have
it on there.
anything, we can chat about whatever it might be. But like I said, guys, we're just looking forward to getting everything rolling. I know this is a dead time of year for a lot of you guys and a lot of myself as well. So it's good to get back out there and see everybody, and we're looking forward to, you know, everything going on.
If you guys know anybody that needs jobs for the springtime, you know, Saturday jobs, we have a lot of game day positions to kind of fill, especially down in Tucson since we're opening that field back up again. We got to revamp all that staff. Legacy, we've got, you know, some more ushers and things like that. CMX will be putting all their job postings out probably second week in January. I'm going to have a meeting with our current employees and lay out the whole business model so everybody knows what we're doing with when it comes to, you know, Hub and those guys and how that's going to all work. And, you know, I'm excited for that relationship. But, yeah, I think I'm good, man. If there's really no other major comments,
I think we're good.
We'll let the guys continue to feed it. Like, share. You know, everything, the more exposure you guys push on your personal pages, the more it benefits you in the long run because we're using a lot of that to try to supplement all this extra stuff. You know, it's the same business model as always. Your guys' fees cover the refs, team owners cover the fields. We try to cover everything else that's coming out. You know, example, we spent almost $3,000 in towels that you guys will be getting from Fuel did actually to sponsor that, plus the products. Plus these commercials, you know, all that stuff. So continue to, you know, support and contrary. You haters keep hating because I promise you, we're not even near the top of the mountain of where we're going to be at. So awesome. Well, with that being said, we'll see you guys back probably the second Friday of February, just a couple weeks before the season. We'll get into game of the weeks, rolling in all this stuff. May have some walkthroughs at Legacy, so we'll have some footage.
Some pre-game, some pre-footage or pre-predictions. I keep seeing people talk about predictions.
Oh, they love those, man.
But, well, you figure, like we were going to say, at the end of the day, someone that I see out there now may not be out there 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, tomorrow. So we may see different, I don't say different teams, but we may see something different.
The team, you choose not to say their name. Me and Raph went to a practice. They were 45 deep. 6 weeks later, they had 10.
Yeah.
So we'll wait till we get into the early February. We'll wait till the rosters start coming in, which I know those of you guys that haven't paid your fees, I know that's a chopping block item. So start getting that taken care of so your owners don't cut you and end up in another league that doesn't have a field or anything like that. But anyways, we're signing off, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys in a few weeks. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Be safe, and we'll talk to you all soon.